Good afternoon. This is Heather, and you're joining me in EverQuest 2. I am playing Vaxton, my assassin. So I've gained a couple of levels. I am now a level 65 assassin, still a level 65 jeweler. Didn't really want to work on my trade skilling. So to kind of get you up to date, I finished wrapping up a few quests in Tenebrous Tangle. I have also finished some quests in Barren Sky, which is kind of like the next place. And then after Barren Sky, I went over to Loping Plains to finish up the quest there. I picked up the Lauren Legend for a Werewolf, as well as the Heritage Quest Symbol in the Flesh. And then once I got done there, I went ahead and moved on to the Bonemire. So that's where I'm at now. It's Bonemire. I'm sure you've probably familiar with this place. You probably, when I was playing my wizard earlier in an earlier recording. So I'm just starting out here. I picked up a bunch of quests here. So just go ahead and open up my quest journal. So I picked up the Heritage Quest, The Wondrous Inventions of the Crazed Gnome. So the first part's pretty easy. I just have to gather bits of purple goo from the rivers near the Dread Never site. Once that gets updated, I'll probably go ahead and remove that from my view because I won't be working on it itself. The quests that I did pick up that are specific to the Bonemire, we have Bonemire Creature Study. Essentially, it's having me kill some Ashen Gaze or I should say gather Ashen Gaze spines from the creatures here. So it's pretty much these lizard type creatures I'll be fighting. Be fighting some spiders for this one. I've got the Doomwing Digging, where it has me search some dig sites. I have the Fetid Harvest. So this is pretty much I gotta collect spores off of the trees that is on the Bonemire. This quest is Find Genghis. Pretty much there's a gnome out there on this main part of the Bonemire that I have to go find. And then I picked up this heroic quest. So the first part's pretty easy. I just have to kill some Ravisac creatures. Once I get that updated, it's going to have me actually go into the dungeon. So it is a heroic quest. So once I've gotten the update for those Ravisacs that I have to kill, and get it updated to then go into the dungeon. That one will also be taken from my view. I'm not going to focus on that quest at that point. So let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, I do need to fight the Ashen Gaze Basilisk. These are those lizard type creatures. So I'm going to go ahead and kill this one. So as I kind of go around, I'll be killing these creatures, the spiders, and hopefully picking up those spores that I need as well. So you'll probably have me look at the trees. So the trees are these like little thorn things that are sticking out. That's where I'll find the spores, is on those. to get all the quests done like at once, pretty much completing them all. So that way when I go back to the site, to the Dread Never site, I can just kind of do a mass turn-in of all the quests, get them updated, move along with the quest line. So I'm essentially working on all the quests all at the same time. So some of the drops that I've been getting out of these chests, whether it's a simple chest or wooden chest, treasure chest. So the last chest that I picked up was a spell book. They're at random, of course. So I picked up a spell book for a wizard. So I'll probably be giving this to my own wizard to kind of update those spells. So essentially the skills or spells that you have for your characters start off as an apprentice level. So my wizard can make, spell upgrades for any type of spellcasters, healers or DPS. Jewelers, which is what my assassin, can make skill upgrades for scout type classes. So like assassin, ranger, beast lord, dirge, bard, that sort of thing. And then for those warrior classes, the alchemist is what makes those upgrades. So they pretty much make journeyman level skills or spells. And then the books themselves that drop from creatures are adept. And then the highest that you can get is master. So it goes apprentice, journeyman, adept, expert, and then master. So master books can go for quite a bit depending on what the particular skill or spell is. So it's really nice when you actually get one drop for you versus having to pay some player like a bunch of platinum just to upgrade a spell. I gotta go for those shinies as well, so you'll probably see me pick up a couple of those to add to my collections. So as you can see, I just got that exquisite chest to drop from just killing that creature, and lo and behold, it provided me Hal of the Damned 5 master level for a necromancer, and sure enough, I also have a necromancer, so definitely getting some good drops here from the chest. So I haven't really been doing a great job looking for these spores. I've been kind of focusing on killing those basilisks and the spiders. So I'm just going to do a quick run through of where I've already been, that I've killed the creatures, and see if I can pick up some spores. So that way I can kind of get that a lot closer to getting finished. Not all the little thorn trees are going to have one, so it's kind of like looking around at all angles to see where it pops up. Typically it's pretty easy, but since I'm kind of working on killing those creatures anyways, it would probably be best to be looking for these spores at the same time. Okay, just to give you an update, I've actually accomplished in getting all the Ashen Gaze Basilisks. So I'm gonna not really need to fight those creatures for any updates for right now. Looks like I just need one more spider and I need 4 more spores. So I'm going to try and avoid fighting these creatures since I don't need them. Of course, you know, it's kind of hard when you're kind of fighting and they just kind of like wander by. So these bug creatures here, these are those Ravisac that I need. I need to collect 20, I think it's thoraxes. So essentially like 20 creatures, so the Ravisac that I have to kill. Already got a couple, so this is my 3rd one. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of knock out these 2 as well. The nice thing about finding these creatures is I do have the lore and legend for Ravisac, so I'll definitely be able to finish that quest up as well when fighting these creatures, because I'll get an update for like the automatic drops, and then if the parts that I need drop, that will also be helpful. So for the lore and legend, as you can see, I just need a Ravisac forearm, Ravisac antenna, and a Ravisac pincer. These drone beetles are like the most annoying creatures in the Bonemire because they travel in groups of 3. They can move a long distance, so on this particular side of this floating island, probably going to come across a lot of these drones while I'm fighting the Ravisac. Like I said, they can be very annoying. Okay, so I've got my last 4. So I finished up that quest. I got both all the creatures that I need for the spiders and the Ashen Gaze Basilisk. I killed all the Ravasek that I need. So typically the last quest that I'm working on, I've already found Gigas. He was laying on the ground way back, so I just have to go back because there was actually a piece that I needed where he's at, so I'll probably make my way back over to his location. And then for Doomwing digging, I just have to investigate the Doomwing pit, which is actually just right in front of me, so I'm going to go ahead and get that updated. Hopefully I can kind of just stealth by everybody. You're probably wondering, for being an assassin, why I'm not stealthing, you know, and attacking things, wall stealth. Sometimes it's just easier running up to them and fighting them. Since not all creatures I can get past, obviously the excavators can see through my stealth, but they should be easily to be taken out here. Guess these Doomwings really just don't want me to get that shiny. Alright, looks like it allowed me to start a new collecting quest. So, that's kind of the tricky part when it comes to EverQuest too, is when you start collecting those shinies, you're going to have so many things to collect. Luckily, I've been able to finish a few, so it's not too bad. But definitely, again, you can start spending some money on the broker, trying to find those parts, to find pieces. And fortunately, some players just feel that they want to like really up the price, so it's almost not even worth it. I remember back when EverQuest 2 first started, it wasn't so bad, yeah, we'd have some overpriced items, things of that nature, but since it was new, not many people knew what was common, what wasn't. So it was kind of easier to get things. Nowadays they're wanting like in the thousands worth of platinum coins, and not everyone's gonna have that much.
Howdy do. Nice.
Okay, so I'm turning in my quest. So I got the update on the wondrous inventions of a crazed gnome. So now I have to, return to Netherium with your discovery. Oh, excuse me, that is actually a different one. So, with the wondrous crazed invention, pretty much I have to sample a bunch of things. So again, we're not really going to work on that one too much. So I went ahead and took that out. I'm going to go ahead and turn in the rest of my quests and get the next one in line if there is such. It's kind of should help me get closer to 66.
Hello. Well met.
I'd say by the time that I'm done with the
Good
Bonemire, I'll probably be 67, maybe 68 if I'm lucky.
Hello, well met.
Okay, so I've picked up the next set of quests here in Bonemire that I'll be working on. So got the update for Grizz Fizzle's errands. Again, this is pretty much helping me kill a Ravsec known as a Devourer. That's going to be found in the Heroic Dungeon. So I'm not going to be working on that one. I have now the talented visual infiltrators. I have to find Yazid and Roloff near the Halls of Fate. So that's going to be traveling to another floating island. So I'm going to hold off on that one. I have this one where it's insurrection, pretty much a play on insurrection. Again, fighting more Ravsec. I have to get defenders, screamers, and stalkers, 8 of each. So again, hopefully I'll get the 2 drops that I need for the lore and legend to get that finished up. I have a poisoned Genghis. So essentially I gotta fight 8 more spiders to get the venom sacks, and then be able to turn in that quest. And then all for good research. So this one is, once again, killing more spiders, as well as now I have to actually hunt down bats called Nocturnal Hunter. So there's a few that can be found on this main floating island that I'm on, but I'll probably have to end up flying to this one right over here, since they seem to be more on that island than on this one specifically. But we'll go ahead and knock out the quest that I need on the main island before flying over to this one, which is the Shattered Weir Cloud Station. on the quest for all good research, I have to collect 3 strider eggs. They're found in this cave here. So I'm going to go ahead and take out these wasteland striders, because that's just going to go towards the other quest where I have to kill 8 of them. But the tricky part is the 3rd egg is back by that named spider. So definitely, the nice thing is I can kind of pull these 2 without actually aggroing the named one, because that one's going to take some kind of finesse. It's like a 3-star creature, so typically those type of creatures you'd have to have a group of 2 or 3 to fight it, but what I've noticed lately is some 3-star creatures have been pretty easy to solo, so I don't know if like EverQuest has made it easier for people who just kind of want to play by themselves, are able to do things without getting like wiped by a named creature. Alright, so I'm going to start off stealth before I attack this particular spider. So that way, 1, this creature luckily cannot see through my stealth. 2, I can actually start off with one of my much deadlier attacks that you have to literally be stealth to do, or behind well, this one you must be stealth. Some are either stealth or behind the creature. So we're going to go ahead and do that so I can get the most damage out. And the nice thing is I have this spell, Cheap Shot, which kind of like knocks them into place. I can roll around behind and kind of hopefully use some of my other stealth attacks. Okay, bad thing about some chests is they can be trapped, so hopefully this one isn't, and it was, and I took damage. So apparently I did, though, get better at disarming traps, so that's always a plus, but it's a good thing it didn't kill me. Had that happen once, where I was very low in level, and I went to go open a chest hoping that there wasn't a trap. Killed me right there on the spot. That's probably not the best thing, but the nice thing is I have this. Oh, well, I guess I didn't use it fast enough. However, I do have these scrolls that allows me to pretty much revive myself. So I'm just gonna use that versus like respawning back. And now this time I'm actually gonna use a health potion. So it looks like from that last loot, I got the last piece that I needed for the lore and legend. So I'm going to go ahead and study that so I can get that completed. Alright. Nice thing is, so when you finish lore and legend creature quest, it then adds to this long list. So for this assassin, it's called Sinister Strike. So each character or class has a specific ability that allows you to do more damage or specific damage to a certain creature. So for all those lore and legend quests, like the Ravisak that I just finished up, added to this list. So anytime that I'm fighting that creature, this one, if I am behind the creature or flanking it, I can actually use this to do like more damage. So it's just again an extra skill that I can use when fighting specific creatures. So, update is I finished a poisoned Genghis, so I just got to go back to Ellie. I forgot to collect the one egg I needed, so I guess I'll be going back to that spider cave to pick it up. Guess I was just too amazed with killing that named spider that I failed to get the egg that was near. I need 4 screamers. So those are going to be kind of the harder ones to locate. There's a lot more stalkers and defenders, but found a screamer, so I'll go ahead and fight this. And then we'll be wrapping up those quests to go turn them in. As you can see, I died. I decided to go ahead and revive back at the Dread Never Crash site. So that way it'll make it kind of a little bit easier for me to get back to the cave with the spider eggs. So hopefully that named spider's not up and I can just kind of run in and get that egg. Come on, let me have this shiny. Really don't feel like fighting you. Success. Alright. Let's kind of run and oh good. It is not. So I want to make sure I grab this guy without being interrupted. Apparently that's gonna be a no-go, so I guess I'll be fighting these spiders. Well, you know, it's all experience points, so like I said, I'm trying to get my characters to level 70. Some I've been able to get to 70 before getting to Kylong Plains, which is pretty much where you would go around level 70 and start doing those quests. Some I've had to like really do some quests in Kylong Plains just to be able to get to 70, so we'll see how things shake out for my assassin. Okay, so I managed to get that last egg, so now all I have to do is get those nocturnal hunters, so I'm just going to go ahead and fly over to the place that has them the most, so that way I can just go ahead and get that completed. So we're heading over to the Shattered Weir. EverQuest, like most other online role-playing games, they like to make jokes about, you know, real-life people's names, places, kind of get their ideas from a lot of fantasy places as well. World of Warcraft does the same thing. Pretty much they do a pun on names, and, you know, it can be definitely quite funny. So on EverQuest, in a place called the Sinking Sands, you can find Bindi. Sorry if you were cut off there. My wireless headset apparently decided to die on me, so I got it plugged in so it's charging. But yeah, in Sinking Sands is Bindi the Crocodile Hunter. Pretty much a play on Bindi, which is, you know, Steve Irwin's daughter. So, you know, things like that. Just to kind of make it kind of entertaining where you go places. Alright, so I've killed my second Nocturnal Hunter, so I'm just trying to track down a third bat. And it looks like I've got a sight on one. Let's see if I can get over there. Oop, I saw a shiny, so let me grab that real quick. Fortunately, it's for something I already have or don't need. So let's go ahead and get this one killed, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab that shiny. Okay, as you can see, I've just finished up the quest for all for good research. So I'm going to go ahead and fly back to the Dread Never Crash Station to turn in all my quests, and then get the next series of them.
Blessings. Good day. Good day. Bright blessings.
Okay, so I've picked up Thorny Desires, where I gather fetid horn horror corpses. They're kind of going to be like tree creatures, like thorn bush tree creatures. You'll see. I have to take the Strider anti-venom to Genghis, so pretty much I gotta go back to that gnome, give him that anti-venom, which then gives me a quest where I have to lead him back over to this spot. And then I still have the Talon Visual Infiltrators. Again, that's not the Halls of Fate. I do have the Bonemire Creature Catalog, but I'm gonna kind of try and work on that while I'm going through all the quests. I know there's going to be times where I'm going to kind of forget what I need, so I might have to kind of finish that one up at the end. So I know the Ashen Gaze Basilisk was one of the creatures because I could see it on my list. Same with the Wasteland Strider. So I'm going to go ahead and get that cataloged. Okay. He is over here. Keep forgetting, kind of get disoriented. So let's go ahead and fight this basilisk real quick. So the tricky part with what's considered escort quests or missions is pretty much you have to make sure that who you're escorting doesn't die.
Bright blessings.
So I'm going to have to fight kind of creatures on my way back to the Dread Never Crash Station, so that way we can make it there safely. But still be close by to this guy because, you know, he can't see because he's been attacked by so many spiders apparently. This is probably my least favorite quest in the Bonemire, is this escort one. Of course, to be honest, I don't really like them in any type of online role-playing game because you literally have to stick with the person and they seem to like run or move forever. Okay, finally finished that one. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it in. That's pretty much the last line of quest there, so I just have to kill the fetid thorn horror and get it, and I just need 5 of those, so going to probably jump around to where they are, where that shaded blue is, trying to get through as many mobs as possible without having to fight them. Pretty much done with this section to be then able to move on to the next island here in the Bonemire. Bad thing is if you happen to aggro a spider, they have a particular ability that keeps, like, literally traps you in your steps, so I couldn't move there for a second. But by killing the spider, I have now gone to level 66. So these are the fetid thorn horrors that I need. Again, yeah, they look like pretty much tree creatures. So I just need 5 of them. Alright, so I got the last one. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it in. I'm gonna just double check. So I do need one for my catalog quest, so I'll go ahead and get this one. Unfortunately, I got too close to him, so I'll go ahead and fight him and get that extra experience. Does look like I also need a Doomwing Marauder, so I believe I can find one over here where all the other Doomwings were hanging out. Okay, let's see here. Of course I aggroed him, so I'm just gonna run. Looks like, oh, I'm gonna need those drones. So I'm gonna go pick that one up, but it looks like I got most of the creatures that are found on this main island. So it's definitely doing a good job keeping up to date with that catalog quest. So I'm roughly at an hour of gameplay. Hoping you're enjoying yourselves, kind of watching me go through these quests.
Hello.
Yeah, kind of get kind of tedious because, you know, I've done them with, you know, my previous characters like my Conjurer, Necromancer, Wizard. This doing it on my Assassin. I still have other characters that have to go through the same thing. My Berserkers, Guardian I have, which is another fighter class. You know, just to kind of get them to 70. So essentially all my characters are starting to then now get to my main character, which was a level 74 Fury. What I decided to do was, you know, I had to rename my characters because unfortunately with EverQuest 2, because it was losing people from playing, so they condensed the servers, so all our characters got moved to different servers than what we originally started off way back when. So a lot of my characters, their names couldn't get pulled over, so I had to rename them. And I figured, hey, I might as well just remake the character, since I gotta come up with a new name anyways. And so this kind of let me get familiarized with EverQuest again, because there had been a lot of changes. You know, all games evolve, especially online games. So this kind of let me kind of get used to everything. You know, go through those quests, see those changes. You know, so with the Bonemire, I never really did a lot of quests here. I remember the first time coming here, a lot of the creatures were super high level. I would die. Like, I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing, and so it's made it kind of hard to kind of figure it out. So I always skip the Bonemire, but now playing through my characters, I want to make sure that I'm making an attempt to fight in all the zones, as long as the zones are around the level that I should be. So that way, you know, I can then go back on my main character and play through them if I haven't. Kind of learn new things, you know, get new equipment, that sort of thing. So I went ahead and flew to where the Halls of Fate is. There's a couple quests here that I can pick up. Not going to do them as of right now. I'm going to kind of leave this Halls of Fate area kind of last to do. But I'm still going to go ahead and pick up the quests. Once I do, I'm going to go ahead and move back over to the Shattered Weir. There are some quests that I can complete there. Essentially, all the islands get interconnected. So you start off with the Dread Never Crash Site island, and then you eventually get to the Shattered Weir, start doing quests there. It has you go back to the Dread Never site to turn in the final quest, and then it takes you then to the other islands that I currently cannot fly to, which are these, you know, 3 right here. Because you have to kind of like progress through certain quests to unlock them in a way. So I just wanted to kind of get these ones started, and then I'm going to go ahead and fly to the Shattered Weir. So I think in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and uncheck them so that way I'm not getting confused as to which quests I'm working on this particular island that I just made it to. Gotta love those shinies. It's kind of nice when you're in a zone that not many players are in, because way when there was a lot more people playing, it was kind of hard, you know, to get the materials needed for trade skilling, especially when it came to the rocks, or of any type. You know, people would kind of like sneak in there and try and get them. Same with shinies, you know. Like, if you're in a group and you're fighting, you have the one person that decides, oh, I'm gonna grab this shiny, versus helping you fight this mob of creatures. But nowadays, it's much easier. There's not a whole lot of people I come across too often, so I'm not having to fight for those resources or the shinies themselves.
Greetings! Good day. Greetings!
Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I went ahead and picked all the quests up here in the Shattered Weir. I wanted to not keep, you know, have this video like super long. It's about 7 minutes over an hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I will continue to record myself to finish the quest here in the Bonemire, because I want you to see what they look like, the creatures I have to fight, that sort of thing. So I'll definitely be recording the rest of Vaxton here in the Bonemire. But instead of putting it all in one video, I mean, that could literally be hours for you to watch. So I'm just going to kind of stick it to the hour, and then start a new recording that will kind of pick up from where I left off.